Okay, so this is the components of a Regal 3-hole wall-mounted basin mixer. It's a code number 1477, and in this particular case we've got the two stop taps either side, and then we've got some bridges or extensions which extend between the two here, and then obviously you've got the T-piece which comes straight out. Then you've got a nipple or just an extender, and then that goes into the spout. Really simple. Like I say, there's possibly different setups for the 1477s, but I'll show you really simply how it's going to work. So you've got the two stop taps, and you disassemble this on the bench first so that you've got everything laid out. So the first thing you do is obviously you've got to hemp these together. Sometimes you can use these if you want it further apart or you want it elsewhere. That's why these come in components, so that you can put these two stop taps on one side of a bath, and then you can pipe the outlets to the, I've just noticed that I've got that on the wrong way, but it doesn't really matter, it's only for the sake of the exercise. So you make sure you look at the arrow, so there's your arrow there, make sure it's pointing the right way so the cartridge goes the correct way. So what we've got here is I've got a couple of lug nipples, and of course a suggestion of what you can do for mounting. So I'm going to put those on anyway, just to show you. And then I'll assemble this here. It's all fairly simple, just like, let's call it Lego. So let's just wind all these up just so that we've got this complete. Hopefully the camera can pick that up. Okay, so now real important, obviously you're going to put hemp, or some people put hydraulic sealant on here, or otherwise you do away with these altogether, and then you, like I said before, you pipe these elsewhere, and then you can put the bath spout 90 degrees on the adjacent wall or whatever. But when you are making the setup like it is, it's very important to make sure that these are all in line, because if you don't have them in line, and I'll show you why. So if we look at it straight like that, and if you've got them in the wall, and then this one here is just either be over tightened or under tightened depending on where it is on the bridges. But what that'll do is that when it's all said and done and installed in the wall, you'll end up looking as if something's bent, something's out of a line. So for argument's sake, if I made this all up, so I've got my lug nipples here, then I've got the stop taps, then I've got the bridges, then I've got the T-piece with the extension, or at least just the nipple, and then obviously that goes on there like so. I need to put that on there, but that's just for the sake of the exercise so you can see. And so if that's not done absolutely in line, you'll get a situation where once everything's done and the wall lining's all finished, and you've got this has either been under tightened on that bridge there, and it might be slightly up, or this might be slightly maybe under tightened on there, and that might be down, or it might be over tightened and it might be up like that. So therefore you'll end up getting the look on the wall that something's on the wop, out of line. So I'm going to exaggerate this. So say, for argument's sake, if I over tighten that one on that bridge and I over tighten that one, it's going to look like that. So it's going to look real ugly on the wall. So super important, make sure that when you have assembled it all and it's all in the wall, and see, even when I'm as I'm tightening those up and loosening them off, you can see what's happening. It's if I tighten that one up there, you see how that moved. So super important, make sure that you test it on the bench first, like so, and make sure that's all flat and level. And then once you put the lug nipples on, depending on how you mount it, you'll then need to check it in the wall, make sure it's all like level right through there. So sit the level on there, and then literally do a, let's call it an iometer, and maybe even put the finishing parts on before the wall's even lined, because if this is wrong, it'll look ugly. So I hope that helps, as a few tips on how to install your 1477 Regal 3-hole wall mounted basin mixer. Thanks for watching.